Hi, I'm Joe from Mormon Geeks, and today we're going to talk about Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Don't know what that means? It means you probably haven't read the book. And that's okay, because you should know what it means. Because the movie should tell you what it means, but it doesn't. Okay, so on to our plot. So, Harry, Ron, and Hermione have gone back to school. Everyone knows that Voldemort is loose, and he's making it pretty obvious that he's loose, since Death Eaters are wandering the streets abducting people, and they've abducted the Wand Maker, and they've killed a bunch of Muggles, and things are getting really scary really quick. And it's so bad that Dumbledore's actually talking to Harry! So, Dumbledore and Harry start having these little adventures, and they're trying to learn more about Voldemort. Because apparently there's a guy who gave Voldemort the key to a piece of magic, and this magic could be his undoing. Meanwhile, we then spend half the film dealing with some sort of mixture of Glee mixed with Downton Abbey, as Ron and Hermione have little love triangles, and who is Ron going to end up with? And Ron and Harry, Ron and Harry, oh my gosh. Will Ron and Hermione end up together? I hope Ron and Harry don't end up together. That'll be a weird fanfic right there. Anyway, so it ends up with Ron and Hermione. They date other people, then they're kind of like each other and they don't. And something about Harry likes Ginny, which doesn't make any sense. Last week, J.K. Rowling herself came out and said that she regrets putting Ron and Hermione together. And I can't blame her. There is no chemistry between these two people. There's some stupid concept in fiction where if two people argue all the time, it means they're in love. To me, if two people argue all the time, it means they're usually enemies. But somehow this translates into they're in love, they're going to end up together. I don't like it. And Ron and Hermione fit this. They shouldn't be together. But they at least have a little more than what Harry and Ginny have, because what Harry and Ginny have is they know each other. Even in the books, they don't get a lot more than, well, we spend Christmases together, guess we should date. I mean, Ginny had this kind of crush on Harry since she met him, but that's like a schoolgirl crush. And again, why do they all have to end up together? Anyway, so that's bad character development. Good character development we actually get from Draco Malfoy. I haven't talked a lot about him in a while, because they haven't had a lot for him to do. In the books, Draco exists more as an antagonist for Harry and the group while they're at school, but even then it's never anything life-threatening. It's, we might get detention. We've got this annoying guy. He's teasing us and saying something mean. Whoopee-doo! So we don't see a lot of him in the movies except for him sneering off in the corner, and usually whatever problem he comes up with, they deal with rather quickly. His father, on the other hand, has been a main antagonist for a while, because he works directly with Voldemort. Plus, he has one of the best bad guy designs, ever. The way the movies did the designs for the characters is just top-notch. It's some mix of fantasy, steampunk, and modern that just perfect. Anyway, at the beginning of this, we find out that Lucius Malfoy was arrested for what happened back in Book 5, where him and a bunch of Death Eaters were playing around in the Department of Mysteries at the Ministry of Magic. Well, apparently Voldemort has commissioned Draco to kill Dumbledore. And so he's got to do that. And Draco's mom makes a pact with Severus Snape that Snape has to help him, or else Snape dies because of a magical bond. So basically, they did a magic pinky swear, and so Snape has to help kill Dumbledore. But the cool part about this is that the way Draco goes about it, I've compared the villains and I've compared a lot of Voldemort's henchmen to Captain Planet villains because they're so inept. Draco fits this perfectly. Draco is so inept. He keeps trying to get these cursed items and poisons into packages to get to Dumbledore by giving them to other people. But as dumb as that is, he's not sitting there going, I'll get you for this, I'll get you for this. He's getting scared. And we see a few pieces here where One piece is Draco's in the bathroom crying after he sees Katie Bell, a person he cursed. This is hurting him. It's one thing to be the, oh, ha ha ha, mudblood, blah blah blah, oh, Harry, you're a jerk, blah blah blah. It's another thing to be an actual cold-blooded killer, and this is not what Draco is. So it's a good thing they made a pact, which is coming up. Another thing that we get is that Harry finds a potions book. Severus Snape has been moved from his position of potions master to defense against the dark arts, and in his place has been put this. No one can remember the guy's name. I don't care. Basically, he's the guy that they need to get the information out of. So Dumbledore gave him a cushy job. But Harry gets this potions book that, written in the margins, is all sorts of like helpful hints and tricks on how to make potions. So Harry becomes like a potions expert. Also written in the margins is this like really creepy spell to use against enemies, which he actually uses against Draco, and it messes him up. I mean, this thing like makes all these, in the book it describes as all these weird cuts appear on his body, and it's nasty. It's just scary. But the book is owned by someone called the Half-Blood Prince, and of course they go in and Hermione researches and she can't find anything. Why does she keep researching stuff if she can't ever find any information? Why can't they just install Google somewhere in the school? Would save them so much time. Anyway, so they eventually get the information from this dude through scenes that are actually pretty nice. Harry drinks a luck potion and acts like he's stoned. I guess part of the luck potion is just pure Colombian grade cocaine. But he ends up getting the memory that they need, and they find out that Voldemort has 7 Horcruxes. And a Horcrux is a piece of your soul that you rip out, and if you die, this piece still remains, and you can come back through that. And so there's 7 of them. Harry's blown up one, the journal from book 2, which, wow, something ties in from one of the earlier books. That journal, Tom Riddle's diary, is actually one of the Horcruxes. And it turns out that Dumbledore has destroyed another. So there's 2 down, we got 5 to go. That's for the next movie. But it's nice that they established it here. So that's their job. The third one, another Horcrux, is one that Dumbledore and Harry actually have to go after. And again, this is one of the few times we get some real character interaction between Dumbledore and Harry. So off they go. They have this adventure that's straight out of Dungeons & Dragons. And they find out that the Horcrux they were looking for is fake and someone else is hunting them. But, mutual goals, so they're cool with it. Sorry, that would be my phone, which I'm going to turn off right now. Anyway, so they get back, Dumbledore's weakened, and there's Draco Malfoy, and he's going to kill Dumbledore. And it turns out Draco has spent the entire year trying to get this magic box to work to transport in a bunch of Death Eaters. Why? Exactly. In the book, there's something about trying to distract somebody and some other reason. In this, in the movie, they have nothing to do. They show up, they help threaten Dumbledore, but in the end, Snape shows up and actually kills Dumbledore. Snape kills Dumbledore. Avada Kedavra's him right off the roof. And then there's a chase scene where Harry's trying to stop Snape, but of course Snape is beyond amazing and just bowls Harry over, and Harry's like, oh yeah, well, I'll use this spell. And it was a spell that was learned in the book, and Snape is like, actually, I was a Half-Blood Prince. And then he leaves. The book goes into detail explaining what that Half-Blood Prince thing means, as well as what a lot of other things mean. Like in this movie that have to do with the plot and not about people trying to date each other. Because if I wanted to watch a magical dating game, I would probably see a doctor. So there was a lot of time wasted in this movie. A lot of time wasted that could have been done into explaining better who Voldemort was and who Snape is. That was done really well in the book. And the fact that they cut it out for this stupid romance is just beyond stupid. So there's all that. At the end of it, though, Dumbledore dies, and it's this big sad moment, and the kids are like, well, we've got to go, and we're going to hunt down Voldemort, and we're done with this school, so road trip! So the next two movies are going to be this big old road trip to drop Voldemort. Awesome. I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say about this one. It's the one thing that I also just wanted to throw in is how beautiful this film looks. The cinematography is my favorite of all the Harry Potter movies. The couple of scenes, the one where Harry shoots Draco and the stuff. There's a scene where there's all this, and I encourage you to watch this, because they're in a bathroom and they've been shooting at each other, so there's water on the floor, and Draco's lying in the water, and you can see his white shirt with the blood on it, and standing over him is Snape, and he's just black. All black, and the smoke coming on him. It's a really, really nicely shot scene. It's beautiful. I love the color. I love the textures. There's another one where when Dumbledore's on his way back and they're getting the Death Eaters to Hogwarts and things are brewing up, there's a storm coming in, and you see the silhouette of Snape looking out a window. And the storm just envelops him. And it just shows this darkness coming in, and it is so well done. This is such a beautiful film series. The cinematography is just so mind-blowing that I love it. I simply love it just for that. Like I said, though, the romance could live without easily. Another one last thing. Rupert Grint, he plays Ron Weasley. Hysterical actor. At one point, he's given a love potion. And he's adorable. He's really fun to watch on his love potion. Because he's just so lovey and cute. And just, it's funny. It's just hysterical. It's the same when Harry drinks his, luck potion. He reminds me, I don't know, anyone's ever seen this movie, Arthur. Back in the day, it stars Dudley Moore. I know they remade it a few years ago with Katy Perry's husband. But, no, the one with Dudley Moore, when he gets drunk, he has these mannerisms about him. And Harry, I was watching it, and I'm like, Harry has the same, he's kind of like, this weird this Arthur thing. Not Archer, Arthur. I keep wanting to say Archer. I'm kind of obsessed with Archer right now. So, yeah, that's Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Geez, that video sure was fun. Yeah, we should totally follow them on Facebook and Twitter and on MormonGeeks.com. Yeah, and we should hit subscribe to their YouTube channel. That's a great idea. Yeah.